Hello, this is Elsa, and today I am delighted to have with me Kevin Kumar. How did I get to Kevin? Well, several years ago, somebody told me that when it's in all caps, it's not about you, whereas when it's not in all caps, it is. They also told me the government is a corporation, all kinds of weird stuff that I'd never heard about. Now, this person was Australian, so I just thought, maybe it works in Australia. I couldn't believe it. But I kept hearing about that kind of thing. And then someone told me about Kevin, who not only knows about these things, but in fact is helping people with that knowledge in terms of taking on the bully banks, for example. So I'd love to know a lot more about him. By the way, he has many videos on YouTube. What was it that got you from being an insider of the system, believing in the system? What happened?
Well, because I was dealing with the banks a lot and financing a lot, this capital letters I started noticing showed up on all the bank paperwork of all my clients and everything we were doing in our business world. And I started taking a look at it and going, well, geez, that is interesting. This guy was talking about all capital letters. And I started noticing on the insurance paperwork and the bank paperwork and any papers you're getting from the courts and your disability papers, EI papers, all this stuff coming from the government, right, was actually all capital letters of your name. So when I started looking into it, I started realizing, wow, on bank paperwork, your name appearing in all capital letters is not you. It's actually a company named your name, and this company was opened up when you were born. When they asked what's your name, literally what they're saying is they're going to be registering that name as a corporation. And that's every time you see your name in all capital letters, that's what it means. But when we bring this to the next level and see how the banks and the insurance companies are dealing with it, and how they're misrepresenting all of the transactions, because they're making you believe that you're being lent money. But in essence, when you sign the contract as a chief executive officer of that company in all capital letters, right? Because you have one share of Canada, the Corporation of Canada, being a citizen. If you're a citizen, you have one share of the Corporation of Canada. And that corporation, that one share is placed in that all capital letters name, and it's a bond now. So your share is in the Corporation of Canada, which you are a shareholder, and you'd be getting dividends. And you do get dividends, and it's held in this trust account. And when you go to the bank and you sign off on these contracts, you're actually a chief executive officer signing off on these contracts and releasing the money in a trust. Because if you're the chief executive officer of Walmart and you sign paperwork, they can now go into a trust, right? So it's the same thing. We have a trust fund set up for us, right? But somebody has placed themselves in between that. And who it is the banks, the insurance companies, the courts. They act as an agent to our bonds. But you see, it's really important for us to have the right identity, right? Because we're all suffering from mistaken identity in a sense.
How long did it take you, I'm going to ask you, how long did it take you to go from your 33-year-old self who heard about this to now I'm hearing you know this inside, outside, upside down, roundabout. You have a slew of videos on YouTube. So you really know it. How many years did it take you to go from there? And then, by the way, I heard somebody who did find out that she, when you get born, you're a corporation. And so she went and she searched for her corporation online and found there were over 2,000 transactions on it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there's many videos out there now on YouTube that actually show you how to look up your bond, right? Because you have a CUS number on your birth certificate. If you ever take a look at your birth certificate, there's a CUS number on it. And the CUS number is always related to some type of investment bond. And if you go onto, let's say, fidelity.com, for example, you can use their system in order to look up investments in bonds, and you'll come up with it. And all you need to do is have some personal information with your CUS number. And there's videos out there that we can send you to that show you how to do that.